This story is motivational for the youngster. How a person becomes a surgeon in the same hospital where he was working as a laborer. Dr. Azam. I worked for medical fees in the same college where I got admission. Dr. Muhammad Azam, a surgeon from the Kalat district of Baluchistan. He got admission to Bolon Medical College in Quetta. He also worked as a laborer in the construction of the buildings of the same college, and later he joined the college as a surgeon.
We did not hear the life story of Dr. Azam Banglazai in his clinic, but we went with him to all the places where he worked as a laborer during his education, showing the various parts of the old building of Bolon Medical College, which has now been completely converted into a college hostel. Dr. Azam stood for a long time in front of hostel room number 16. He lived in this room till he completed the degree.
After taking us through the new Bolon Medical College, its hostels, and the Bolon Medical Complex Hospital building where he labored, he took us to the spot where a friend of his took a picture of him laboring one day. It was a strange coincidence that when they took us to this place, an old man and a young man were engaged in labor.
While refreshing his old memories, Dr. Azam took a shovel from the hand of an elderly laborer and filled the cart with soil. I didn't want to be a burden on my father. Dr. Azam said that he was very impressed by doctors and wanted to become a doctor.
I got a medical seat from Kalat, but I didn't want to burden my father, who was employed in the railways department, with the expenses of medical education. I thought of starting a part-time job so that I could meet the college and hostel fees and other expenses.
He said that since the new Bolon Medical College and Bolon Medical Complex Hospital buildings were under construction along with the college and were just a few steps away from the hostel, he made up his mind to work there. I went to the contractor there and requested him to work one shift, so he told me as per my wish that you come in the evening shift. Thus, I started working there as a laborer. He said that my father strictly prohibited that you should not work but study, but I forbade my father and said that I will work hard to meet my expenses. He said that he used to study in the college during the day and then in the evening he would go to the under construction building where he would pretend to be a laborer. He said that after working hard till late at night, he used to rest a little and after that, he would go to class and the library again.
Dr. Azam said that at that time his daily wage was 30 rupees and thus made a good amount of money to meet the educational expenses. Books were with me even during labor. He said that since labor was my compulsion and my good time was spent on labor, so I tried to study something even during labor, so I used to take my books with me.
Dr. Azam said, one day when I was carrying a cart full of sand and cement mixture up the building, the cart fell from my hand. Unfortunately, the contractor was also there at that time. The contractor got angry seeing the trolley falling and the cement being wasted.
He said that the contractor told him that you don't know how to work, so you should leave work. I tried to explain a lot to them and said that it will not happen again, but they kicked me out.
According to Dr. Azam, he told the contractor that if they do not allow him to do more work, then, of course, do not allow him to do it, but at least let him complete the day's work for that day. But he was so angry I did not complete the day's work. Dr. Azam also told that day the contractor just paid him 15 rupees only and kick him out of the job as well.
Dr. Azam said that later he got an opportunity to read the news on Radio Pakistan and the radio as well as PTV people called him to translate and read the news, which kept his expenses covered. When the contractor came to surgeon Dr. Azam as a patient surgeon, Dr. Azam said that after completing his MS in general surgery, he was appointed as a surgeon at Bolon Medical Complex Hospital.
One day when I was on duty in OPD, I saw the same contractor with his son came to me with a slip. The contractor was old. I recognized him but he did not recognize me. I took his name and called him to me, so he was surprised how this person knew me.
He said that when the contractor came to him, he gave him the VIP protocol, upon which the contractor asked him how he know him. Dr. Azam said that the contractor did not remember him much, but when he recalled many things, he cried about being fired and said, "I wronged you by firing you." He said that I told the contractor that you have not done any wrong because anyway, that was not my destination, but my destination was where I have reached today. Couldn't see my mother for the last time. Dr. Azam said that when he was doing his post-graduation at Jinnah Postgraduate Medical Center Karachi, one night he had to operate on a woman. It was a strange coincidence that while I was doing the operation, I got a call from Quetta and was told that your mother was admitted to the hospital in Quetta in an emergency.
Another strange coincidence was that the woman I was operating on was suffering from a gastric ulcer while my mother was also suffering from the same disease. When I came out after the operation and asked about my mother, I found out that she had died.
Although I could not see my mother for the last time due to my duty, I am happy that during this time I saved a woman's life. Dr. Azam said that whenever he passes in front of the new Bolon Medical College, its hostel, and the buildings of the Bolon Medical Complex, he feels proud. I feel a strange pleasure when I walk through here because these buildings smell of my toil and sweat.